This right here is my Fendi Spybag collection.
We could be everything, anything that we see we could be. We could be everything that we want.
Is this thing on? Your eyes are not deceiving you. We are, in fact, doing a fashion video. You guys already know I do not come on here and talk fashion unless I am feeling inspired. And right now I am definitely feeling inspired by the fall 2025-26 fashion trends, fall winter actually, 2025-2026 fashion trends. But I'm only going to be talking about the trends that are really speaking to me, the ones that I'm loving, the ones that I intend on fully wearing and taking advantage of, and I have a list. But first I want to show you guys this outfit because this outfit is so Chloe coded. Once we start going over the trends, then you will understand why this outfit is giving Chloe so much. So let's first talk about the first trend, which is slouchy hobo and satchel bags. I am so loving this trend. I have a few examples that I'm going to show you from my own personal collection, but I will say Coach recently came out with the Empire 40 in a chocolate brown suede, and they came out with the East-West version of it in a chocolate brown suede. It's taken everything in me not to get this bag. I want it so bad because I already have the Empire 40 in a Merlot in the navy, and I just feel like I know I would wear this bag if I got it. But at the same time, I don't actually need it. So that is the struggle for me. But let me show you what I do have. The first bag that I'm going to show you is this one right here. I recently got this from the brand Quince. This is actually the color of the Coach bag, the Empire 40. But obviously this one is way affordable, but it's still really good quality, high quality suede. And I want to say this is under $200. I'll have it linked for you guys in the description box if you're interested. They do have 3 colors that are in stock, but they had this glorious emerald green, like forest green color. I wanted that color so bad, but it was sold out, and then it was just like actually removed, like it just never existed. So I do hope that they come back with the emerald green in the fall, like when it gets closer to fall, and even maybe like a suede navy would be just chef's kiss. But I added my own like little purse charm around the shoulder strap of this one. But this is a really good fall winter bag to add to your collection. I love a good slouchy bag. I am a mom. I am constantly shoving lots of things in my bag, going from point A to Z, sometimes all the points in between, all in one day. And I need something that's durable, that's going to carry everything that I need. So for this trend, I just really think it's very practical, which is not something we can say all the time about the upcoming trend. Another bag that I absolutely love is this Chanel tote. It's very soft and squishy. I could definitely fold this in half and like have me a little, you know, under the arm clutch like moment, you know. But one thing I love about this is the checkerboard print with the patent leather in between, because I just feel like it adds interest, and I love this bag. Another favorite of mine is this purple Bottega bag. I actually have this bag in a burnt orange as well, which now that I'm looking at my purse collection, where is this bag? Oh, I know where this bag is. Okay, so this is, I have this in a burnt like pumpkin orange color as well as this purple color, and I love this bag. I wear it all the time because it just carries everything. It's very practical, and I like the purple mostly because I just feel like it's a really good pop of color. We will be talking about colors in a minute here, but purple and deep plum is one of those colors I think also is going to be really trending for the fall winter season. Last but not least, I want to show you this one that I got from TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I can't remember which one. It is a silver hobo style bag. I want to say I paid tops 40 bucks for this. Such an affordable price. So if you guys are not trying to spend over $100 for this trend, but you still want something that is high quality and real leather, check out TJ Maxx and Marshalls, because I always see this style of bag there for like $40 or less, and it's always like real suede or real leather. This leads me to the next trend, which I have been waiting for this moment. Okay, I have been waiting, planning, and buying up for this moment. The Fendi Spybag has been re-released. Yes, anybody who's been following me for any length of time knows how much I love the Fendi Spybag. Like, that was my bag that I wanted so badly when it first came out, but I could not afford it. So when I finally could afford it, I bought it in all the different iterations and colors that I found that were interesting. So I have my collection. I'm going to show you guys all of the ones that I have, because for me, I wanted to find the ones that were the most unique, that you weren't going to just find everywhere. And I'm so glad I did that, because there's no way I would be able to find these now that it's been released. This right here is my Fendi Spybag collection. Some of them may be a little bit redundant, but I have my reasoning. So first and foremost, one of the harder ones to find is the mini Fendi Spy. They didn't make a ton of these, and that is this one right here. I have it in gold. I have it in the Fendi Zuka leather combo, and then I have this one, which is a limited edition one in a velvet with leather and embellished details. This one I love because on the inside of it, it has this gold, sorry, the dust bag's in the way, this gold satin leather. It's just made so well. I love this bag so much. This is part of the collection for another one I'm going to show you that was very hard for me to find. But I love these so much, and I wear the gold one probably the most. Second, I wear the black one quite a lot. For the larger ones, I also have the gold one in large, because sometimes I want a bigger bag, you know? So I have the gold one in the large. Then I have this one, which I lovingly and affectionately call the Mary-Kate Ashley one. There is a street style photo of them in the early 2000s wearing this exact bag. I love this one because of the color shift it gives, turquoise, bronze, gold. I just think it's so pretty. This one is not as easy to find. I also have it in the denim, which I love a good denim bag, because for me it's like a neutral. So being able to have it in the denim, I love. And then this one was the one that I searched high and low for. I just nearly fell over when I found it, bought it immediately, and it is the one that I call the Rihanna bag, because this is the one that you saw her wearing in that photo in Target when she was shopping and she was pregnant. But she has the other color of this. This came out in 2 colors. She has the other color. This is this one, and I love this burgundy plum color. But also there is a version of this that is denim with the squirrels on it. I've been looking for that one for a minute, and probably shouldn't tell y'all that, but it's good, because your girl is always on the hunt, and I will find it and get it and secure it one day. But that is my entire Fendi Spybag collection, and I'm so happy they're re-releasing this bag. I will not be buying it, the re-release version. I will only be purchasing the vintage version, but that is my Fendi bag collection, and I love it. For bags in general, I am a fan of re-released versions of vintage bags. I have 2, let me see, 1, 2, I'll show you like 3 or 4 more bags that I really love that are a vintage version of a bag that has either been re-released or has not. But I just want to show you guys, because when it comes to the bag trends, you don't have to get the ones that are on the runway. Just pay attention to the style and the silhouette, and you will see like different characteristics that kind of repeat, and you can find them in vintage bags that are still very much high quality leather, high quality suede, or whatever material it is that you're looking for, but you won't have to pay that cost. This isn't nearly the amount. One day I'm gonna have to do another bag collection. When I was unpacking my closet, I think I did a bag collection visually where you could see it, but this is a vintage Prada bag that I absolutely love. It does have that slouchy, pouchy leather look that is trending in a lot of bags this season, but you're not gonna find this one everywhere. Literally, I don't think I've ever seen this exact one. I think I've seen iterations of it, but the thing I love about this is the way the straps are done. You can actually tuck them within the bag, take off the little side strap, literally have it like a clutch. I love this bag. It's glorious. It's such a statement. Love. Another bag I recently got, which I cannot wait to style up this fall winter season, is this Coach bag right here. This bag was so popular when I was in high school, and I could not afford to have it at that time, and I was just like, you know what, where is that bag? I want to find it. This is in a chocolate brown color. Honestly, when I bought it, I thought I was buying it in black, but it is in fact chocolate brown. But I love this bag with the fur trim. It's satin right here, has the large CC monogram, but it's not so noticeable that you immediately recognize it as Coach. But I just love this bag so much. It's so cool, and I definitely cannot wait to style this up for the fall winter season. Another bag that has long been re-released is the Gucci bag right here. I have a smaller version of this in black, which is a for real like Gucci. It's like kind of dented up on the front, but I don't mind it. It's true vintage. It's actually right here. It's right here. You can kind of see, but this actually came with the Gucci mirror that the vintage versions of these bags came with. So I have it in 2 versions, which I absolutely love. I wore this one a lot, but this one I feel like I'm gonna start wearing it. It also has a long strap, so you can kind of wear it crossbody or, you know, just hold it by the handle. Either way, I love them both. I obviously have a few of the Balenciaga city bags. I have it in pure white with gold hardware. I have it in navy with gold hardware, and then I have a small like mini lime green one with silver hardware. It does have silver hardware, right? Yeah. But this is another one I really love. This is Gucci Tom Ford era, and you know that they re-released the small version of that bag. They never did release the larger version of this one, which I love because this one is not like all the other ones you're going to see. You are not going to see anybody with this bag. I guarantee you ain't seeing nobody with this bag. You might see a variation of it. I do know that this one comes in like an all gold version. I've seen it in, and I've also seen it in like Gucci print with like baby pink. Kamora Lee Simmons had a photo of her wearing that one. But this is like true Gucci Tom Ford era. This bag is very hard to find, and I'm so glad that I have it. I love it. I just don't wear it that much because the chain strap can get really heavy and dig into my shoulders, so I don't wear it as much. But I do love that a lot of the designer brands are reissuing some of their vintage bags. However, I'm always gonna go try to find the vintage version and take the vintage route. The next trend I'm really loving is the capes and the draping. So I have a ton of wool scarves that I held on to even when wearing a scarf wrapped around your neck was not really the thing to do. It wasn't like trending, but I held on to mine. And when I look at this draping trend, I just feel like if you have any of these scarves still in your collection, or you see them in a thrift store, it's so cool to like pick them up and use them to drape over blazers, to drape over trench coats, or even leather jackets. I like to take this black, white, and like gray one that's like a checkerboard. It's not checkerboard, it's like more like plaid. I love taking that one and draping it with my leather jacket because I just love plaid and leather together. So I think it looks really cute. So it's one way to style and get the vibe of this trend by thrifting it, or just using things that you may already have in your closet. The next trend I want to talk about is strong hardware, very statement belts, and then just like belt layering in general. And you will also notice that a lot of the belts are being worn very low slung this season. I love this. I did style an outfit like this when I had shown a turquoise thrifted dress. I did a low slung vintage early 2000s belt with it, and I really love the way that it looks. Because I wear a lot of low-rise jeans and low slung skirts and things like that, then this trend really works for me because I have a lot of belts, and a lot of belts that I can wear low slung. I also have a ton of belts that I can stack and layer, which I think is such a great concept because I already stack and layer belts anyway. I wear a lot of my chain belts as belt chains with other belts in addition to it. So I really like this trend because I think it's one of those things that adds interest to your outfit. You don't have to really go spend a ton of money on this trend. You could just find thrifts, go online to do like virtual thrifting, find really good quality, high quality leather belts or chain belts, and you can like reimagine this trend and just redo it in a different way without spending the money and needing the actual item. Obviously, fur. Every fall winter season fur comes back. I do feel like this season we are seeing fur done slightly differently. Like for instance, I have some honorable mentions that I have not seen any trends, like I've not seen this on the runway, but I do feel like this is gonna make a comeback, and one of those things are fur vests. I have not seen fur vests on the runway, and if they have been shown, it's not been a show that I've seen. And I really think because of Chloe's take on like 70s bohemian fashion. Actually, if I had to categorize Chloe's vibe for the last couple seasons, I would categorize it as bohemian Victorian, because it does have some very Victorian elements to it, but it's also very bohemian and hippie, and I actually love that. Those are like all of my favorite categories: 80s bohemian, Victorian. If you had to like categorize my style, 80s bohemian, Victorian mixed with a little bit of streetwear. That's my style, and I feel like Chloe is doing this really well. I do feel like the fur vest really just makes sense when it comes to what is starting to show as trending when it comes to 70s fashion. Like, mark my words, the fur vest is going to come back, or the fur trimmed vest. So I definitely have my eye out. I would love to find one that has broidery base with a fur trim. I feel like I should be able to find something like that. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'm talking about this vibe. Like this. Ooh, I thrifted these, by the way. But like something like this that is long with the fur trim. I'm pretty sure you guys can imagine what I'm talking about. I'll just hang those right there. But that is the vibe that I am really talking about when I feel like it's going to be coming as a trend soon. If not this year, definitely next year. Now obviously lace is another thing, and Chloe and Zimmerman are doing a really great job of this. I love almost everything that they're sending down the runway. There's this one Chloe look that I absolutely love that has a low slung lace maxi skirt with a cropped lace sheer top. Now obviously well, maybe it's not obvious, but I am not showing my stomach like that, and if you are like me and you're not going to have your whole entire midriff bare, there is a way to style this look to get the same vibe without showing your stomach, which I will style that up for you guys and insert it right here. I buy a lot of layered pieces. I buy a lot of corsets. I buy a lot of corset like belts and little things like that, so that when I want to indulge in a trend that maybe has a midriff, but I'm not showing my midriff, I like to have a lace layer in between, so I still feel like my stomach is covered up, but I'm also still participating in the trend that I love. Another thing, it's called corporate core, but I would say corporate core was probably a season or two ago called suiting. I don't think this is, again, anything new, but I do feel like we have not been giving blazers the kind of play we used to give blazers. And I do feel like blazers are about to definitely have a moment again. I have all of my blazers. Like, even though I was not styling them up, I have all of my blazers, and I'm still fully going to be trying to figure out ways to incorporate them into my fall winter wardrobe. Now, Tom Brown had this really cool blazer situation where it was a bunch of patchwork plaid. I think it was Tom Brown. I have a vintage version of this. I actually have two, if either one. I know for sure I have one, but I'm pretty sure I have two versions, two vintage versions of a patchwork plaid blazer, which I definitely plan to pull out. And I would love to take some clothing pins with like lace flowers or lace bows or things like that, and kind of like stack it up and embellish them, and really use it to style this fall winter season, because I just think it would look so cute. Also, honorable mention to Acne and Givenchy, which are doing this trend really well. Python, animal. Let's go over the animal prints. Obviously leopard's a neutral. I'm always going to be into leopard, but towards the beginning of the summer, actually spring, I bought a really beautiful python bag on the Real It's Giorgio Armani. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love python. I have python boots right here from Shoots. I also have some cowboy boots that have python right here, and they're black on the shaft. And I do have my eye on some other python pieces because I just really love python. I would love to get a python moto jacket. Now, I don't know if it actually exists, but in my mind it does, and I'm gonna find it. There is a cow print moto jacket that I have my eye on that I'm gonna be getting as well, because I think that python, zebra, cow print are gonna be the three animal prints for the fall winter season. I love them so much. I love zebra. I have a really beautiful Anine Bing silk zebra little midi skirt that I plan to pull out and start wearing this summer, and also take it into the fall winter season. But I love cow print, I love zebra, I love python. And the crazy thing about it is when I lived in California, I came across the python Fendi Spy. I wanted it so bad. I had it in my cart, was ordering it, but you cannot sell python in California. So I had to lose out on that bag, which was the Fendi Spybag that was in Sex and the City. I was so mad about it, but I didn't know anybody who I could ship it to where it was legal to buy. So I have to hope that one day, fingers crossed, I can come across that one. But I love python, so I definitely will be picking up more python pieces. Along with this, we're going to talk about the accentuated shoulders, the bold shoulders. That's not going anywhere. It's not new, but it's still continuing in on this season. You see a lot of that in Chloe and Miu Miu. I believe it is Miu Miu, right? Yeah, Stella McCartney, Chloe, Miu Miu, and of course Saint Laurent, which Saint Laurent always has a bold shoulder. I love a trench with a bold shoulder. I also showed you guys in one of my vlogs a couple vintage pieces by Diane Freese that I love because they have the bold shoulders. I love a bold shoulder. Like, I don't even think I will ever get over that one. It's probably gonna be, I'm gonna be old with a bold shoulder. So love that trend. And then the chocolate browns are still, of course, a thing. Of course, with Coach doing the Empire 40 and the chocolate brown bag that I just showed you. But I'm really loving chocolate brown with lime green, pastel pink, and just colors that you would typically associate with spring. I'm loving mixing chocolate brown with those colors. So I'm down with the chocolate brown, and I just love the tonal looks, but I also like mixing it with pops of spring colors. One thing I also saw a lot of was embellished and embroidered denim. Stella McCartney did this, Versace did this, Blue Marine did this, Dolce & Gabbana did this, Etro did this. So you can kind of see it was like a trend or a pattern across several different shows, and I actually love this. Now for me, I don't think this is the most practical trend when it comes to like, how are we washing this? Not only that, aside from that, even if you wanted to say dry clean it, in my mind I just see sitting down somewhere like this chair, for example, that's shearling. Is it shearling? No, this is like a boucle. Sitting somewhere like this and having one of the prongs for the embellishment get caught in the fabric and then bend, and then the stones are falling out. So when it comes to stuff like that, I do worry about how practical it is. I don't like buying clothes where I have to worry about gems and things, stuff like that, falling out. So I try to be mindful on where I'm wearing these things. So I would probably more so do it in a denim jacket or like a denim bralette, or even like a bag, more so than jeans. Not to say if I came across a really cute pair, I wouldn't get them. But I definitely would have to think twice about it as far as practicality goes, and how it would be washed, and how over the long term it would stay intact. You know, this is one of those things that I feel like it's not being mentioned, but I saw it popping up a lot on the runway, is the jewel tone. So like the deep plums, emerald greens, or the emeraldy lime green colors. Like, I love a jewel tone. I love a jewel tone. And I really do think that maybe if not completely this season, at least by next season, jewel tones will have more of a moment. But Nina Ricci did a couple looks that has some amazing jewel tones included. This is one of those things that we were talking about previously, is the Victorian era. I love Victorian inspired clothing. I mean, case in point, this shirt is definitely giving Victorian. This is actually 100% silk, and I thrifted it. I also thrifted this corset leather vest, so it can actually be tied. I have it right here. This is what I used to tie it. It also has these little straps right here that go into these little buckles right here. So it has buckles. I love this. I love a Victorian vibe. Even on down to my boots. These are from the Christian Dior runway show. What season was it? I want to say it's 1996, but I'm not 100% sure, 96 or 97. But even these boots are giving very Victorian. It even has a square toe that kind of like dips in like that. I am infamous for taking leather pants and tucking them into boots, and I'm talking like baggy leather pants, but just leather in general with a Victorian vibe. Sign me up. I love a Victorian era. Lace, leather, suede, velvet. Yes, lace, leather, suede, velvet. Yes, we are almost to the end, but I do want to talk about the sweater bodysuit from Acne. I didn't really hear anybody talking about the sweater bodysuits, but when I saw them, I thought to myself, like, this could really be a thing. We've done bodysuits with a lot of different things, and sometimes a sweater is something that's bulky and kind of hard to tuck in. And I think a sweater bodysuit is actually pretty cool. So if I have an opportunity to, I don't know, I'm gonna see how much this costs. This is something that's a little bit more innovative, so it's not like I could go find this in a thrift store. This is something I would be tempted to spend money on because it's not like it's something I could thrift. But I do think a sweater bodysuit is pretty innovative, and I like that. So Acne, snaps, and kudos from me to you, because I like that. So here are some honorable mentions that I did not see on the runway, but I do feel like they could potentially be a trend, and I'll tell you why. The first one is a crossover between a cropped pant and a gaucho / statement shoes. I think the two of these kind of will play off of each other, which is what will make it a thing. I think for a while pants were so long and baggy that it was kind of like covering up shoes. You couldn't really see how cool your shoes were, or even like what shoe you were wearing. So I do think that with more statement shoes coming out, like with the rosettes and things on it, or just like really cool boots that you want to see it, I think that it's going to inspire designers to really look into making more gauchos or like cropped pants that come like right above the ankle, so that if you have on a really cool ankle boot or a really cool heel or something like that, you can have on pants but still see how cool your shoe is. The last thing I want to talk about, again, honorable mention, not something that I've heard specifically talked about, but just something I kind of want to reiterate, is outfit add-ons that go beyond accessories. So like, yeah, think pins and brooches, of course, but also like things like the Western fringe poncho. This one from Free People is a great example. I have seen these vintage, but this is also a new version. I am very tempted to pick up this new version because I just think this over just a button up or any kind of shirt just adds the extra something. And anything that can be like pinned or draped over your outfit, think like fur hats, leather gloves, fun tights. Max Mara actually had leather gloves on their runway, which I thought was really cool. And Chloe with these like fur scarf collars. I really thought that this was really cool. And I think things like this being included and added into your outfit is really going to be something special. I'll give you another example, and this more so has to do with adding accessories to your outfit to just make it look a little bit more different and unique. So like, I thrifted this belt right here. Obviously it's one of the belts that you can go like this and really wear, but something that would be very interesting and unique is to actually wear this belt kind of like crossbody. I have also other chain belts which I could really like extend the length on this, but imagine you having a really cool shirt and you want to wear it like crossbody like this instead. I just think adding interest to your outfit in unexpected, unique ways is something that we don't really do enough anymore. I feel like back in the early 2000s during pop star culture, like when we had the boy bands, the girl bands, individual pop stars, their outfits, which is kind of what Tyla is giving. My camera died, but I think that Tyla and her costume design when it comes to her shows is really giving Y2K pop star. So I just like the way that back in the day we used to add more accessories and do a little bit more when it came to our outfits, and I've really missed that era of fashion where the accessories and how people put things together really made them look different. Like there wasn't a lot of copy and paste going on, and I really want to get back to that where people are more individual and not so much copy and pasting what they see somebody else do, you know? So when it comes to trends, use them as a baseline, use them as inspiration, use them as something to trigger your own creativity, but you don't have to replicate these things exactly in order to have a great outfit. So let me know what your favorite trend is in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. I love you so much. Bye.